Hi my loves, welcome back. Today I'm coming to you with another highly requested video. I'm going to be showing you my entire Chanel bag collection. I've got over 30 bags to show you. I have been collecting Chanel for over 20 years now. So I've got a lot of different styles, colors, and also a new baby to show you as well. So since you guys loved my Hermes bag collection video, I did that about a month or so ago. If you haven't seen it, I will link it above, but I'm gonna stick to that format. So in this video, I'll be showing you my Chanel bag collection by color. Fun little fact, did you know that before Chanel, black wasn't even a fashionable color to wear, but she definitely changed that. And black, beige, white, and red are Chanel's core classic colors. Chanel rarely repeats colors besides those four I just mentioned, but even with the reds, they really vary from season to season. So I thought it would be fun to show you in color order. So let's get started with showing you what is in this box. So this bag, honestly, it was just meant to be. I am going to unbox it and then just sort of tell you a bit about the story. So it is actually from Dearluxe. I have actually bought from them before, and actually you guys were the ones that told me about them. And let me just open this up first and get the bag out. So they wrote a little note for me, and I'm so excited to show you this baby. So let me just show you what this is. And it is, dun, 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 it's all beautifully wrapped. Let me just unwrap it. And, wow, it is scrumptious. So guys, presenting to you this beautiful purple small classic flap in lambskin leather. If you guys watch my Chanel Did Me Dirty video, I will link it above. It is a funny story when I look back now, but not so funny during that time. Basically, I was gonna buy a purple bag from the boutique. Let's just say the sales associate sort of used me, but sold the bag to someone else. So it was just not meant to be, but I have been looking for a purple bag. So after that, I was like, oh well, but then this beautiful baby popped up on Dearluxe. And for those of you that haven't heard of Dearluxe, Dearluxe are a Hong Kong-based reseller, and they've been doing this business for like 10 years, and they had their online store since 2019. They are known for sourcing really rare bags. Besides Chanel, of course, they source Hermes, VCA. If you guys remember last year on my birthday, I actually bought this from them, which is the super rare turquoise 5 motif vintage Alhambra bracelet, and I love it. Again, you guys told me about this and that they had it. So really wrapped with their service, and I just love their whole collection. They sell so many Chanel bags, from classic flaps, to reissues, to seasonal styles, to really rare bags, and they can also source as well. And this purple beauty is even better than the one that I was going to get. It is in this beautiful sort of mid purple, and I don't own a purple bag in this shade. And you guys already probably are very familiar with the classic flap, but yes, it has 2 flaps. Now, as you know, Chanel doesn't do these authenticity cards. They have the chip in there now, but this is a 30 series, and it came with everything. It came with the box, it came with the dust bag and everything, and the best thing is that I got it for such a good price. So if you wanted to buy this new from the boutique, it would actually cost you 10,400 USD plus tax. And in Australia, this is over 17,000. So by buying this through Dearluxe, I saved just over $3,000. I did get a small discount, but guess what? Last year I had asked Dearluxe, it was the first time they ever did this offer, because they don't really need to give offers because their prices are so good already. But I asked them again, and I have got a discount code for you. So if you put in the code MIMGIFT5, you will get 5% off anything on the website. Or if you see anything on their Instagram is just Dearluxe as well. If you see anything in their stories as well, you can just quote MIMGIFT5 and then that will take 5% off. So for a bag like this, you would save like 400 USD, which is huge. So being able to save over 3,000 USD on this, I think is such a great deal. And this bag is in like as new condition. There is like no marks on it whatsoever. The only thing is, which comes with all Chanel bags, is with this zipper here, there was a very, very small indent, which you probably can't even tell. But as you use the bag, that is sort of inevitable. But just something I thought you should know. And I love that the quilts are still really, really puffy. The condition was exactly how it was described. And it was really cool because I actually met up with the owner of Dearluxe. Her name is Yuna. She is gorgeous. She is so friendly and just so, so helpful. She was actually in Melbourne earlier this year and we met up and we had coffee and she's just even lovelier in person. So thank you so much to Dearluxe for giving the MIM fam that exclusive code. By the way, that code's only valid for 5 days. So if you wanted anything, do browse their website because they have so many Chanel bags. I'm eyeing another one already. I love their variety. So this is the new baby I've added to my collection and I just adore her because the small is actually my favorite size classic flap. So now let me show you my entire Chanel bag collection by color.
My favorite part of the day. Baby, you got me going crazy about you, and I can't seem to get over you. 이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어, 둘이. Please keep your eyes on me, baby. 나만 바라봐줘. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려.
Alright, so you saw the montage. So these are all my purple and blue bags and I have quite a few. I've got 7. As you can see, it's not just classic flaps. I've got different styles. And one thing to know about me is that I love buying not just new from the boutique. I love buying pre-loved from consignment stores or new from consignment stores or vintage. So let me go through these quickly. I won't be going into each of them in detail, otherwise we'll be here all day. But if you had to ask me, what is my favorite out of my blues and purples collection? It would be this cutie. So this is a mini rectangle. Now the minis, whether it's the rectangle or it's the square, they're still considered seasonal bags. They're not part of the classic flap core collection, like the small, the medium, the jumbo and the maxi, but still they tend to do them every season. More so the rectangular than the square. But this one is my favorite because as you know, a few years ago, Chanel discontinued doing exotics. And you know, lizard is my favorite exotic leather. So when hubby gave this to me a few years ago, I was thrilled because I wasn't sure if I could add a Chanel exotic to my collection because exotics tend to be really expensive. So this is in navy lizard with brushed gold hardware. It is just beautiful. Besides the small classic flap, the rectangle mini comes a close second, and I own the most small classic flaps and rectangle minis in my Chanel bag collection because I love them. This is such a popular style because the price point is a bit better. Even though all Chanel bag prices are very expensive, I love this one so much. So that one's from hubby. And then if you are to ask me which is my least used, I would probably say this one. And this is a tweed bag. I love Chanel tweed bags, but I think the mistake I made here was maybe I should have picked a more neutral tweed. This one I just haven't worn so much because it's been a little bit harder to match than I thought, but I still do like it. I just think I would pick a different tweed. I still would add another tweed to my collection because Chanel tweed is so classic. I'm actually wearing a vintage tweed jacket that I got a few years ago as well, and my Chanel earrings. But yeah, this one would probably be my least used out of this color group. And this one, I think I bought from eBay a few years ago. And then the two that I got from the boutique, is this one. I think this was from the Chatty Boutique like in 2016. I really want to add another square mini. The square mini is so cute. This one's in caviar with chevron, but I'd love to add another one in the classic quilting. And even though I've had this for so many years, I still love it. I just think it's a really cute bag. And the shoulder length drop when you wear this one is shorter than the rectangle mini. If you want to see, I've done a Chanel classic flap comparison years ago, but everything is the same. If you still wanted to watch that video, I'll link it above for those of you that are interested in either the minis or the classic flaps. But still think this cutie is so adorable. And another one I bought from the boutique was this one. Again, this is a seasonal style. As you can see, it has got an enamel buckle and it's got these two little chains with enamel little CCs on them. I actually got this from Hawaii. So really just these two that I bought from the boutique. Now, this one is a vintage style. Now, this looks like a classic flap, but it's like a seasonal flap. And this one, just to show you, only has one flap, so not the double flap. And it's sort of like a medium size, but it's a little bit taller. And this is actually in jersey. Did you know Coco Chanel first produced the 2.55 in jersey? And this one I got for such a steal on eBay quite a few years ago from a Japanese reseller. You will find that with vintage styles, a lot of them do come with single flaps. So it is easier to get in and out of because unlike the double flap, which obviously makes a bag a lot more expensive, you've got to pull two flaps up to get into the bag. So this one here is actually in a kind of lilac-y purple shade. I would say it's got maybe a slight grey undertone to it. And so after I came back, after being disappointed not being able to buy that Chanel bag from the Vietnam boutique, that was my whole story, I realized that that lilac might be a bit similar to this. So I'm actually so glad that this popped up on Dearluxe because I love this one even more. And then another one that I bought pre-loved from Australian consignment store was the Trendy CC. And this Trendy CC, what makes this one so special is because it is in denim. And I was hunting for this so much and I actually didn't use it for a while, but then I've been using it a lot more and I've just fallen in love with it. I love denim bags and I think the Trendy CC, I love a top handle and a shoulder strap. So it's very me. And yeah, I just love it more because it is in denim. So those are all my blue and purple bags. And as you can see, I've got caviar, I've got material, I've got lambskin, I've got denim. So yes, Mel loves variety.
이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어 둘이 Please keep your eyes on me baby 나만 바라봐줘 솔직히 말해볼게 너만을 기다려 너만을 기다려
Now this is my pinks and red collection. I've got 4 and they're all different actually. So I've got a classic flap and this is the ever coveted 8 series. Well, they refer it to as like Sakura Pink. And I bought this over 15 years ago. I think again, it was maybe 3,000-ish Australian dollars. Unlike if you were to buy this now, this is over 18,000 Australian dollars. And it is in caviar. I always wanted a pink bag. It's one of my first Chanel bags. I love this bag so, so much. If you ever see this online, you should grab it. It is just such a beautiful pink. I love it with the silver hardware and it is just in perfect condition. So can you tell this bag is an 8 series? So 8 series means it's from like 2003, 2004. So yeah, 20 years old and it has worn beautifully. Like in my opinion, I love buying Chanel vintage bags because the quality I feel is so much better. And yes, this one is the double flap as well, classic double flap. It's just in beautiful condition. And of course, the little Mona Lisa pocket at the back. I don't really put anything in there. Oh, I've got some tissues. Okay, so obviously, you know, I use this bag a lot. And out of all this color range, this is hands down my favorite. Now, if you ask me which is my least used, I would say this seasonal bag. So this, again, it looks like a classic flap. As you can see, it's got the CC turn lock. It's in a beautiful pastel pink. just one flap. But the difference with this one, now this one I did buy from the boutique. It was from Korea a couple of years ago. But guys, I've only used this once. And the reason is when I wear it, you can hear me from a mile away, jingling, jangling away. So I have thought I might let this go. I'm still not sure because I rarely let go of my bags. But this was really popular when it came out as well. These sort of charms are reminiscent of the vintage charms they used to use on earrings and even brooches, necklaces. So I understand why they did that, but I think I didn't think that much when I went to Korea. The essay was so lovely, and yeah, I don't know if this might be a little regret. I probably should have walked around and thought about it a bit more because I just haven't used this bag. But I do think it's in a beautiful shade of pink. Chanel does pastels really, really well, and they've been really popular as well. But still, it is a really, really cute bag and still very sought after. And then this one here, let me just move my phone. This is something I found on Farfetch Pre-Loved. And for those of you that can find this is a great alternative because it gives you the look of the classic flap, but it's a clutch. So it is so, so much cheaper. And this is the classic chain clutch. So it does come with a chain. So it's actually really chic just to wear like this. It really pops an outfit, and red is one of Chanel's classic colors that they always tend to do every season. And I just think they should have kept this. I think it's a great style. It fits a lot for a clutch. Big back pocket. And again, I got this for such a great price. And then this was one of the last bags I bought from my local boutique. As you know, I have not shopped for my local boutique in probably nearly 5 years. And I'm a huge fan of the Chanel 2.55 or the Chanel reissue. As you can see, it's got the Mademoiselle lock. The red is a beautiful deep red. So with the 2.55, the difference is that it has an all chain strap. It's quite jewel-like. I love it. So that's the difference between the reissue and the classic flap, because the classic flap does have the interwoven leather through the chain. The reissue is such a classy bag, and I know people probably prefer this one because of the CC turn lock, but there's something so special about this because this was the original model that Coco Chanel created all the way back in February 1955. That's why it's called the 2.55. And again, just a quick tip, if you want to buy the reissues on the pre-loved market, you can get great deals from them because they're not as popular as the classic flap. But I love it. I actually own 3 sizes in the reissue, and I would still add more. So that is my reissue mini, which I adore. And those are my pink and red Chanel bags.
이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어. Please keep your eyes on me, baby. 나만 바라봐줘. 솔직히
Now moving to my Chanel neutral bag collection. All 4 of them are the classic style Chanel bags, with the first one being this jumbo. But this jumbo is a little bit different because they used to make the jumbo in the single flap. So this is the one I have with the single flap. So it makes it a lot less heavy. I do really like the Chanel jumbo. This is in the beige, which I really like. Some people find it a little bit yellow, but this is classic Chanel color. And I bought this from a consignment store and saved thousands again, from an Australian consignment store, I should add. I love the beige Claire with the gold hardware. I just think it looks beautiful. The only thing about the jumbo is it's great to wear on the shoulder, but if you want to crossbody it, unless like you're 6 foot tall, it's going to be too long. But I actually prefer wearing it like this. So the jumbo is the largest Chanel classic bag I own. Would I add the maxi? Yes, but I would probably add it in a vintage style because the maxi in Australian dollars is like over 20,000, which in my opinion is too much. It's not something that I would spend 20K on, but you can also pick up jumbos for great prices. I saw on Dearluxe that they had heaps around 6,000-7,000 USD. So this retails currently for 11,700 USD plus tax. So yeah, you can save like at least 40% off retail prices by going the pre-loved route. And then this one I actually bought in London in 2016. This is my favorite reissue bag. I love it with the chevron. I love this beige. I use this bag a lot. Nothing to complain about this bag. So this is like the equivalent to sort of like the Chanel medium, or now Chanel calls it 11.12. But for the purposes of this video, I think everyone's used to Chanel medium, Chanel small. So yeah, very similar to the Chanel medium size bag. Love chevron. As you can see, I own the small classic flap in grey. This is another one that I picked up from an Australian consignment store. You kind of see a theme here. A lot of my Chanel bags I've bought from reputable consignment stores that I trust. And again, this grey, it's just a beautiful neutral, and I find this grey very easy to match. And this just looks really nice in chevron, though most of my classic flaps are in the quilted, but this just looks really nice with the chevron and the light champagne gold hardware. So a quick comparison, this is what it looks like. They're exactly the same size, but chevron or quilted, you can't go wrong. Chanel neutral colors are always very, very popular. And this one being so popular, I remember when it came out, I could not get it here. So actually a friend from the US got it for me. I just paid retail for it. I think this was back in maybe 2 years ago, 2022, I got this bag. And it is just this delicious caramel shade, lambskin leather, beautiful gold hardware, and it's just scrumdiddlyumptious, and I really love it. So yes, double flap. You've seen all the interior already. I absolutely adore this bag, and I'm so glad that she could get it for me, because I wouldn't have been able to get it here from my local boutique. So if you were to ask me which is my favorite, it's a very close tie between these two. This one I probably have used more, but I just love this caramel shade. It's just beautiful. And my least used would be the jumbo. Not that I don't like the jumbo, I just haven't reached for it that much. But that's not gonna stop me from getting a maxi. I still would love a vintage maxi, and I saw so many in Japan, but just none that I really, really loved. But would still definitely love to add that to my collection. Anyway, so those are my neutrals.
Don't know if you know this too. I'd rather be right here with you. Nothing else matters right now. It's just you and me, boy.
So next is my Chanel metallic collection, and I also have 4. I guess I treat metallics like neutrals. Well, I think they are anyway. And you will see gold, silver, rose gold, champagne. So I do love my metallics. And let's get started with this one here, because sadly the Chanel Gabrielle, this was a bag they launched in 2017. So I did buy this new from the boutique in 2017. Gosh, it was so hyped. It was like the year of the Gabrielle bag. It came out in small, which I have, medium, large. And then in 2023, I think it was early 2023, they discontinued it. So that was a shame, but I don't regret buying it. I've actually done a video reviewing this bag, because one very cool thing about this bag is that you can wear it 12 different ways because of the unique chain. So if you wanted to watch that video, I'll link it above. You probably can find these for a steal now on the pre-loved market, since you know, they've discontinued it. But just because it's discontinued or Chanel discontinues a style, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't get it, because if you love it, you buy it. And I picked this one in gold because I just wanted something a little bit different, and it's a very, very bright gold. So this one is in aged calfskin. As you can see, it looks very distressed. So that made it quite durable, and I haven't had that much scratches, though the bottom here can knock and get a few scratches. I might have one little bump here, but to be completely honest, out of these 4, my least used is this bag. I should take it out and use it more. I think I just lost a bit of love for it, but I still do like it. And if you're talking about my favorite, actually one of my most favorite out of my whole collection is this beauty. Another very, very coveted style. This is the ever popular, very exclusive Chanel iridescent pink. It sort of looks like rose gold. and I would not have been able to buy this. I was so lucky that one of my subbies, hi Miss M if you're watching, she sold me this bag and I paid about retail for it, which is really good because if you were to buy this now on the pre-love market, it would cost you a fortune. So I'm very, very lucky that I could have bought this from her new. She just didn't use it, but I just love it. I mean, some people love metallic, some people don't, but I'm just a metallic lover. And I love this bag because it's such a chameleon. Like it really can look pinky, it can look silvery, it can look like rose gold. So I love this bag so much. So this is the rectangular mini. I do own another rectangular mini. This one I also bought from the boutique like 7 years ago. And this one is in silver caviar. And this one's a little bit different because this one has ruthenium hardware. So a lot of my bags, even though I've got silver and gold, I've got ruthenium. The only one I'm missing is like a so black. But this has just worn so well. I've taken this on travels with me. Caviar tends to be a bit more durable. If you want to know caviar versus lambskin, I've done a really old video, but it just goes to show that I love both because I have both leathers in my collection. So that's my little Chanel rectangular bag as well. And then this baby was one I initially was thinking of letting go, but I actually have been using it a lot more this year and I've fallen in love with it again. It's a very unique bag. It is the Chanel medium or Chanel 11.12 and it is in this special sort of champagne-y lambskin, but the application doesn't feel like lambskin. So I think it's very, very unique. And I find that it matches so much of my dressier outfits. It's got the lighter gold hardware. As you can see, sometimes it looks sort of silvery, sometimes more champagne-y. So those are my metallics. And would I add more? Yes, if they came out with one that was quite different. As you know, with Chanel, they don't often repeat metallics. I guess that's why this one is so coveted. So if you see a metallic that you like from Chanel, do get it. Since, yeah, they seldom repeat their colors.
Don't know if you know this too. Rather be right here with you. Nothing else matters right now. It's just you and me, boy.
Moving along to a classic color for Chanel and whites. Well, this one's not quite white, but I put it under whites because it is an ivory. So let's get started with this one. This is one I bought from the boutique. I love this boy. I know the boy bag hasn't been as popular recent years, but I still adore this boy. This is the boy jacket, and you can see it's got the chain detail along the body of the bag, which I think makes it very special. Again, it's in more of a aged calfskin, and I just love the color. I love this bag. So for all boy fans out there, do definitely consider it. It might not be as trendy now, but I think it is still a classic Chanel silhouette. And then moving on to this one here, this is the Diana bag. This has got gold hardware, but because it's vintage, Chanel used to plate their gold in 24 karat, and that's why you see a little hallmark there. That's how you know it is plated in 24 karat gold. They no longer do that. I wish they did. I just love the Diana bag. I actually own 2 of them. The other one I'll show you soon. This one is in caviar leather and I bought it from a US consignment store. So for a bag being, I think this is pretty old as well. Do I have the authenticity card? So this bag is actually, oh, it's a 3 series. So that makes it probably nearly 30 years old. And besides some wrinkling here, it is in fantastic condition. It has not been touched up, no scratches. So as I said, like the caviar that they used to make the vintage Chanel bags in is just so, so good. Now with the Dianas, some of them do come with flaps on the back. This one doesn't. So that's the Diana. And this again is one of my oldest Chanel bags, a classic white caviar. When I started my Chanel collection, I'm glad I started so many years ago because it didn't cost as much, but I knew that I wanted pink and white as one of my firsts. And that's why this bag, I can't remember how long I got it, maybe 12 years ago. And this one, I think I just missed out on the year they discontinued the gold plating. And it is just in beautiful condition. Again, I've worn this bag so much. Probably out of the lot, my most worn, but I have to say my favorite is my Pearl Mini. Again, this is one I got from the boutique. I was very lucky actually that I inquired so early. They had two for me to choose from. If you were to buy this from the resale market, it would easily probably cost like 20,000 now. That's how much these bags are coveted, because when Chanel does a pearl bag, they are so popular. Admittedly, I don't use it as much as I should, but love it. Champagne gold hardware. I love pearls, so no surprise, this is probably my favorite out of this lot. And then my newest bag that I actually bought from the boutique, this was in Munich, was this little cutie. This has been so popular since they released it in 2022. So this is the Chanel 22 in the mini size in the white. And I was very lucky on that day. They just happened to get a new delivery and the sales assistant was so lovely and I could buy it. And so this comes in a lot of different sizes, but I really like the mini. It's super, super cute. It also does come with a longer shoulder strap. It has a longer piece of leather and a chain strap, so you can crossbody it as well. So this one I probably wouldn't buy in the bigger size because I know some people have had issues with sort of the corners here, but I think in the mini, because you won't be putting that much in there. So far I found it fine. I haven't had any issues here, which I did hear was causing problems for a lot of people that did purchase this bag. So not everyone loves this bag, especially in black. People are like, it looks like a garbage bag, but I think in the mini it is absolutely adorable, and it's got this little medallion which I think is super cute as well. So white's popular for a reason. I'm not scared of a white bag. I think everyone needs a white bag in their collection, and obviously I love it because I own 5.
멈췄으면 좋겠어 둘이 Please keep your eyes on me baby 나만 바라봐줘 솔직히 말해볼게 너만을 기다려 너만을 기다려.
And of course I do love color. This is a smaller collection, but I do own 2 green bags and 1 yellow bag. And they're all from different places. Besides buying new from the boutique, as I said, I love buying pre-loved as well. This one here, this is the jumbo, and this is actually from an auction house. We bought this maybe 4 years ago. Inside, it's a totally different color, so it does kind of look very different that way, but also it has lightened up. Like this color here is a little bit different to this, but that's okay. To me, it sort of looks like ombre, which Chanel has been doing ombre, and I love all the different greens in here. So this one here, as I said, in Australia, the Chanel Jumbo is like almost $20,000 now, and again, I can't remember how much I paid for this, but it was a very good price. This one is the double flap. I forgot to show you. This is the double flap, and this is a lot heavier than the single flap that I showed you before that I own in Beige Clair. Now, this is another one that I rarely use, probably one of my least used out of my whole Chanel collection, not even just this color group. And I might be letting this go, but I don't know. We'll see, but I just love green. It's definitely a very bright green, and also this one is in patent leather. Some people don't like patent. I find patent very easy to manage. Just don't store it up against any other bags, because once you get color transfer on this, you can't get that out of patent. But if you take care of it, patent bags are, you know, also water resistant, so there are advantages of owning a patent bag as well. And then this little cutie, again, I told you I love my small classic flaps. This is in mint green in caviar. Hubby gave this to me for Christmas, maybe 3 years ago, I think. Beautiful champagne gold hardware. I think Chanel does beautiful pastel shades. I wouldn't mind a pastel yellow as well. That would be beautiful. And yeah, I've brought this traveling with me. It's been a great travel bag because the caviar is pretty scratch resistant. So that's the small classic flap, and this is the small as well, but this is a vintage model. And this one I bought from Farfetch pre-owned because occasionally you can find really good deals. So this one was way under retail as well. And this one is in lambskin, but this lambskin, the quilting is a little bit flatter. I think over the years it has flattened out out, but it's still in really, really good condition. It came with everything. So this is a 5 series, which makes it probably about 25 to 27 years old. So it still looks really, really good. And yeah, I love vintage bags. You should feel the lambskin on this. It is just buttery, buttery soft. So would I add more yellows and greens? 100% yes.
Baby, you got me going crazy about you, and I can't seem to get over you. 이대로 멈췄으면 좋겠어, 둘이. Please keep your eyes on me, baby. 나만 바라봐줘. 솔직히 말해볼게. 너만을 기다려, 너만을 기다려.
Then my last category, the ever popular classic black. With the exception of this one, it probably is more of a darker gray, but it was called like charcoal gray. So as you can see, when I do wear this bag, it looks like black, like a lighter tone black. So that's why I put it in this category. So this is my only cocoa handle in the mini size. It is super cute. I bought it in Paris in 2017. Admittedly, I haven't worn this bag that much. I'm actually not sure why. I think maybe because I prefer my classic bags so much more, or if I want a top handle, I tend to go for my Hermes bags, but I don't regret it. It is such a cute bag. I love the chevron design. This one is in like a shiny ruthenium hardware. It does also come with a shoulder strap and a little pocket at the back. So it's a very cute bag, and it's still a very, very popular bag for Chanel. And then I've got another boy. This is again in the medium size, but this one is in chevron and also ruthenium hardware. This one, I probably have to admit, is my, probably for now, my least used out of my blacks. Not my least used Chanel bag, but I tend to favor the others. I still love it with the classic chevron. I definitely wanted this with the chevron in the black, and I'm so glad I went with the darker ruthenium hardware because I think it makes it more edgy and more casual. So I do still love this bag, and I also bought this new from the boutique, I think 8 years ago, so it's been a while. And then vintage wise, this is another vintage bag I picked up from an Aussie consignment store. This is the Chanel Diana bag, but in the small. Previously in my white collection, I showed you the medium, and this one is in lambskin. It's just beautiful. This lambskin's got a beautiful sheen to it. Really, really great condition. Again, vintage, you can see of the hallmark there, the color. It's a lot more golden. If you look at this color compared to this gold, you can see it's a lot more sort of yellow. And moving to this bag, out of the lot, this is my favorite for sentimental reasons, because this is the first Chanel bag hubby bought for me so many years ago. He actually bought it pre-loved, and this is when Chanel small classic flaps weren't that popular, and they really only came in black. I remember even back in 2017 or 2018, the small classic flap wasn't that popular that even in 1 year, can you believe this, Chanel actually had a price reduction on the small because they just didn't come out in that many different colors. But I love this one so much, and this black caviar has got like more shiny as it ages, so I love that about this one, and this is just so special to me. This one I have worn so much. I actually have slight corner wear, which you can't tell on the edges, but I remember when hubby gave it to me, I like full on bawled my eyes out because yeah, I didn't have the classic black and gold, and yeah, he got it for me. So for that reason, this is my favorite. And then this one is the Chanel rectangular mini, but with the top handle. And this one is special because it's in caviar. So the first year they released this, it was in caviar. And then since then, they haven't done it in caviar. Not that I know of. I definitely wanted the one in caviar. This caviar is very different. The grain is a lot more smaller than the traditional caviar. And yes, it's also in gold hardware as well. Not shiny, more of a matte gold hardware. But you can't go wrong with black and gold, right? And then my final black bag is this bag here. This again is the reissue bag, the 2.55 with the ruthenium. I've got a lot with ruthenium, more ruthenium hardware than I thought. So I got this one from a Melbourne-based consignment store and saved a ton on it because with reissues. As I said to you, you can find them at so much cheaper prices on the pre-loved market. So if you love this style, you can never go wrong. This is the classic Coco Chanel handbag. Definitely look for this pre-loved. This is in what we call the Chanel 226, but it's equivalent to like the Chanel jumbo size, though the reissue is slightly smaller, but it's priced exactly the same as the Chanel classic flaps. I do own 3 sizes of the reissue bag, and I really, really do love the classic design and the Mademoiselle lock. So that is my last black bag. So that is it, my loves. That is 33 Chanel bags. From my collection, you can see I've got a lot of classic flaps, but I've also got boys, the vintage styles. And I just think that even though Chanel have had a lot of price increases, they have some beautiful timeless styles. But for me personally, I probably, and I have been the last few years, probably shopping more pre-loved because you can get some great deals on them. So don't forget to use my exclusive code from Dearluxe, MIMGIFT5, to save you 5% off anything site-wide. I will leave my code down below, but yes, do look at their website. They've got so much stuff and they keep coming out with new items every week. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know, please comment below. What was your favorite handbag from my collection? There are still so many styles that I am yet to own, and I still do love Chanel, even though I have had some not so pleasant experiences. I do think their bags are beautiful, and especially my favorites are the classic flaps. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys.